Hello guys, I'm going to be breaking down the baseball slate for Sunday, June 26th here. A lot of early games, of course, on a Sunday morning. And starting off with first inning runs, we're going to go with Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. Pirates Rays here, under 0.5, no run first inning. Runs in Contreras against Shane Mcclanahan. Mcclanahan, one of the best pitchers in the league. And Contreras, he definitely has some good potential. He's been good enough so far since he's been called up. And right now, the Pirates, they're just not a good team. And Tampa Bay, they have a ton of injuries. Like, you look at this lineup for the Rays. Some of these guys, they're going to be out still. And you look at the lineup, what they're putting out these days, it's just awful. Like, they strike out a ton. Contreras has a very high strikeout rate. So it's going to be hard for them to score runs just because they're not going to be able to put the ball in play. So this one is a very good one. Posted on Twitter, minus 180 for the under 0.5. So it's one of the best ones that we're going to have all year, looking at the odds. But of course, I really don't like to say lock on first inning run props because they're just always unsafe. You know, someone hits a solo and it's over. Next one, we got Jays and Brewers. I'm going to like the 1.5 hits when that comes out tomorrow. But if you want to bet it now because you want some pitching lines before they move, why can I? It's right here. The over for 0.5, you can take this one. But I like the 1.5 hits once again because it's Chichi Gonzalez against Jose Berrios. Berrios has been terrible this year, and Gonzalez, he's been terrible all of his career. And we don't know if the roof's going to be open, but it is clear weather, 75 degrees, so definitely good enough weather to open up the roof, and then you're going to see the wind take effect then. 16 miles blowing out, 5.3, 4.4 run totals, very good. Probably still no George Springer. Looks like he could be back soon, but probably not today. Still hasn't pinch hit yet, but I'm totally fine with it. You know, Gonzalez is not a good pitcher. You still have a lot of good bats on the Blue Jays side, and Berrios with his struggles, not really walking anyone, or not walking a lot of guys, so I like the chances of these Brewers, especially these lefties. Adames hits righties really well, so I like it. Berrios does struggle against lefties at times, and just seems like they can at least get some hits. Maybe each team gets one, or one of these teams just covers both of those hits. So I like the 1.5 hits when that does come out. And then another 1.5 hits. I'm not going to take the over for this one, for the runs, but again, just keep in mind for when the hits category comes out. Nationals and Rangers, also just two pitchers that I think we can definitely attack. Good run total, 4.3, 5.4. Jackson Tetrolt and Glenn Otto. So just two pitchers that really aren't that great. And I think this run total, especially for the Nationals, it should be a lot higher. Glenn Otto, his numbers look terrible, really. So just another one that I'm liking for the hits. But now taking a look at individual players, pitcher fantasy, Urquidy, this one's moved. It's 21.5 now, but it would have been, it is a lock for me at 24.5, but at 21.5, I'm not going to take it. You know, it's just, I don't really like to take anything that's moved just because it's like you just missed out. So I don't want to have to take something that's kind of like not at, I don't want to say it's a discount, but now it's just not as good value. So with what we have now, Shane Mcclanahan, 42.5, taking the over. He's hit pretty much over this number for several starts on the season now. Did miss against the Yankees once, but that's the Yankees. This is the Pirates, and the Pirates are just awful. Well, one, Shane Mcclanahan is one of the best pitchers in the league, so he's going to have amazing numbers. Pitching at home, and looking at the Pirates against lefties, they are the third worst, 85 WRC plus. They have a 25% strikeout rate, which is third highest. So if Mcclanahan is hitting near and even over this number against the Yankees, what is he going to do with the Pirates? I think he can definitely hit, honestly, over 50 here. So I really like the over here for Shane. Works really well with, if we were to get 4.5 Ks for Contreras. At 5, technically 4.5, you have to get 5 anyway, but now it's going to be a push. But, talking about the Rays, their lineup just is not good right now. So it makes sense to stack Mcclanahan with the no runs first inning prop. And then some unders, Jordan Lyles and Ryan Feltner, both of these guys they're just not great pitchers. And the matchups, so for Feltner against the White Sox, 78 degrees, 10 miles blowing out, the wind. And then for Feltner, 69, 16 mile winds blowing out. So the weather is going to be nice, at least the wind for hitting. 5.2 run total for the Twins, 5.1 for the White Sox. So anytime you see over 5, it's going to be probably a tough day for these pitchers. And if we look at the White Sox and the Twins, WRC plus against righties. So the Twins, they're really good against righties. They rank 5th, 114 WRC plus. And the White Sox for the year, they're down here at 23rd, 89. But the White Sox have been dealing with injuries all season long. Like, their stars have just missed times. Vaughn, Tim Anderson just came back. Luis Robert missed a lot of time. AJ Pollock, Grandal's out now. So if, I don't want to say you just make this, too short of a sample, but if you look, say last month, which of course it's within this time, Anderson hasn't been back. Robert's missed games, and a lot of their starters, like half of the lineup's been out. But if you do look at that, the White Sox do rank above average in WRC plus there. But, again, it's just the White Sox, when they are healthy, which they're a bit healthier now. They're now without Moncada and Grandal. So, still, they're not going to be 100% healthy. But as long as, at least I would say the top 5 guys, Jacob Berger, he's been good recently. So, Jordan Lyles is someone that's struggled overall. So, I really do think that Lyles is going to continue to struggle. Same with Feltner having to deal with a Twins lineup that looks to be a little bit healthier as well. So I'll just for 23.5 for both of them. And then for hits and walks, have one over Josh Bell, 1.5, taking on Glenn Otto. Bell's a lot better of a hitter from the left-handed side, and he will be hitting from that side with a righty and Otto on the mound. And Otto, all blue, walk rate 7th percentile. So he walks a ton. He's been lucky, a much higher expected ERA. And then his pitches, sinker, fastball, slider primarily, changeup, curve, of course. His splits, last season he was horrible, but small sample size against lefties. And then taking a look at Josh Bell, very good hitter this year, batting over 300, but he has a very high walk rate of 11%, doesn't strike out. And then you look at how he hits against some of these pitches, sinker, very good, fastball, changeup, curve is fine. The slider not so much, but slider isn't Otto's pitch, so I do like this for Bell. For the over here, and then on to runs and RBIs, we got Jaron Duran, 0.5, taking on Aaron Savali, 4.9 run total. It's going to be warm. Winds looks like it will be helping lefties out a little bit, and Duran batting ahead of Rafael Devers, an MVP candidate. JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts behind him. He's just a speedster. He's hitting for a high average, getting on base. Very good for leadoff right now with Kike Hernandez out. And, he will steal. He can get in a scoring position. And Devers just great bat, power, of course, can drive him in with a homer. And taking a look at Savali, this is a very good spot. Duran will strike out, but Savali, he's just not a great pitcher. So it just sets up well for Duran. Looking at Savali, his numbers here, not a ton, doesn't walk a ton, but Duran, not a high walk rates guy, so it's more about just putting the ball in play, getting on base, and I think he can certainly do that against Savali. A lot of blue, he'll let guys on base. ERA expected 4.88, of course, much better than his current, but still at 4.88, that's nothing spectacular, so I like it. And then another one I have to mention, but I'm not going to make it an official play, just keep an eye on Randy Arozarena, 0.5. He's batted leadoff recently. He could do that again because they just have so many injuries. But Contreras, he strikes guys out, so that's the concern. But if we do get Arozarena batting leadoff, definitely sets up well. If he bats second or third, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Just if he's not going to be batting too low in the order, I think he can definitely score. Pirates, their bullpen, Bender's good, but I think the Rays are going to put up runs, of course, and if he bats high in the order, like Isaac Paredes, he's been batting up, Josh Lowe, this lineup can just look completely different from what it's projected right now. So just keep an eye on that one. But we don't have total bases yet. Some I guess just some guys that I do have an eye on. Aaron Judge, of course, against Urquidy. And then the White Sox, all of Tim Anderson, Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, and the Blue Jays, Christian Walker. Yeah, Blue Jays, I would say it's Vladdy first, and then Bo Bichette. Not going to be on Teoscar just because looking at the pitches, also the righty, Teoscar is better against lefties, but yeah, those are the total bases that I just have in mind, made notes of before anything has been put up for that category. So I'll be sure to review it again. And also, MLB Live Props, 14.5 if we do have those pitches thrown. Shane Mcclanahan for the under, Savali for the over, Feltner for the over. Just some guys that their averages, they've been well above or below the 14.5 numbers, either for first inning or overall. So gonna definitely keep an eye on that one. Looks to be a pretty interesting category. You can find some edge there. So yeah, just PrizePicks putting out a lot of different categories, things to bet on. So yeah, it's the weekend, Sunday here. Enjoy some baseball and go look on the slate. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.